Let's say you want to lose weight, but you don't want to go to the gym and you don't want to do cardio. Here are the 3 things I would focus on to ensure that you lose weight without having to do all that extra stuff. If you've watched my videos before, you've heard me talk about energy balance, which means that if you're in a positive energy balance over time, meaning your system takes in more energy via calories than your body utilizes, that extra energy will get stored on your body via body fat. The extra energy that you bring in, that you don't utilize, gets stored. And that becomes one of 2 things. It becomes muscle mass and lean body tissue or non-lean body tissue. So you can lose weight and you can lose fat even without going to the gym and without doing an endless amount of cardio. And so we're gonna go over 3 things you're gonna need to do to ensure that you lose weight. First things first, you're gonna weigh daily. Weigh daily. Now, I know you don't like the scale, but hey, you wanna lose weight. And so we're gonna use the scale as a tool to inform you your rate of change. So you're going to weigh daily and you're going to average weekly. You don't wanna look at your day-to-day weight. You wanna look at your average week-to-week weight because that's going to give you your average rate of change. Look, you guys, when athletes wanna perform well, when bodybuilders wanna peak for a show, they become masters at self-monitoring. They become masters at tracking data and making adjustments to data. The same thing is true with business owners who have massive businesses. They track the data and they have systems that allow them to make improvements and adaptations to their data that get them to their end result. If you want to lose weight, you need to get into the business of being an informed consumer and a data collector. Of everything? No. Just the high priority stuff, which is the only stuff I'm ever going to talk to you about. So you're going to weigh in daily and average weekly. These daily weigh-ins should be first thing in the morning, fasted, before you have water, before you have coffee, before you have your oats, or whatever you have for breakfast. Number 2, you're going to track your food. You're going to download MyFitnessPal or some calorie tracking app, and you are going to track your food to the best of your ability. Now look, your food is your fuel, but you have too much of that fuel, it gets stored, right? And so we need to make sure that we're getting you into a systematic caloric deficit. Not so little calories that you start to affect your metabolism and your hormones, but low enough to where you are losing weight consistently. How are we going to find this number? Well, you can go online and find a BMR calculator to identify your basal metabolic rate. And then from there, it'll give you a projected calories based on your activity level. And then from there, what I would recommend is going 500 calories below that. If you're 500 calories in a deficit each day, then over the course of a week, you'll be losing a pound a week because 1 pound of fat is 3,500 calories. Hopefully that makes sense. Now, you're gonna track your food, but you guys, if you're gonna do this, you need to do it accurately. And look, if you're looking to lose weight, if ever there is a meal that you have out at a restaurant or a meal that you aren't too sure because maybe you didn't prepare it and you didn't weigh out your oils and you didn't, it was prepared for you, you always wanna overestimate. So for example, you go out to a nice dinner, you order a burger and fries, and then you have a couple cocktails. You don't go to MyFitnessPal and track the 200 calorie burger because it's the cheapest one on there or the lowest calorie one on there. You assume that that restaurant that's in business because it makes food taste good packed that burger with calories, and you need to track accordingly. An average burger at a restaurant is probably 1,000 calories. An average side of fries is probably 500 calories. An average cocktail at a restaurant is probably 350 calories. So you want to lose weight and you need to track your food? Make sure you're overestimating anytime you don't know. And when I say anytime you don't know, I mean anytime there's a meal that was prepared out that you don't know that was in it or what was in it, okay? Third thing, you guys, number 3, the third and final thing that you need to make sure you're doing is get those steps in. Very simple. You don't want to do cardio, but look, your movement needs to go up. You need to burn calories via becoming a more mobile machine, okay? You need to be moving around more consistently. I've been coaching for 10 years, and all of my clients, I have them track data. And I have never seen a client who has had an upward trend in their steps per day who didn't have simultaneously a downward trend in their body weight. So those are the three things you're going to focus on. You're going to weigh daily, average weekly. When you start seeing your weekly averages, you're going to see your average rate of change. If you're maintaining weight, by definition, you're not in a deficit. So either you're not tracking properly, or you need to look at your average caloric intake for the week. That's the other thing you're going to average. You're going to average your food at the end of each week. So you'll have your average weight. You also have your average caloric intake. Some days might be higher, some days might be lower, just like the weight. But we want to find your average daily intake, okay? Let's add that. So you'll get to see, okay, if I'm eating on average 2,000 calories a day, I'm losing on average 0.8 pounds per week over the last 3 weeks, okay? Then you can do the math to figure out how deep of a deficit you are truly in. Maybe you're losing 2 pounds a week, and then you know, okay, well, 2 pounds of fat is 7,000 calories. That means I'm in a 7,000 calorie deficit per week. And at that rate, you can kind of predict how quickly you'll get to your goal weight. All right? This stuff is simple math. And does it take work? Is it a little bit tedious? Yes. But look, how long does it take you to weigh daily? I mean, really think about this, especially if you've been struggling with weight your whole life. How long does it take to weigh in the morning and average your weight weekly? It takes 10 seconds each morning. And then you got to average your weight. So you got to do a math equation at the end of the week. It takes you, let's be generous and say it takes you 5 minutes per week for number one. Number two, tracking your food. At first it's tedious, but eventually you'll get good at it. And it will only take you about 5 minutes per day. Total of about 35 minutes per week for number two. 5 minutes, 35 minutes. Getting your steps up. You can take a sales call and go on a walk. You can call a friend and go on a walk. So your steps is really just interchanging how you live your day to day. Instead of sitting after you eat your lunch, you can go for a 10-minute walk. This is very simple. So look, low time commitment, really simple application when it comes to what you're really doing here. But the reality is minimal effort to get a decent result. You will get results doing this. Will it be better in terms of your physique and in terms of the result if you add in training and dedicated cardio? For sure. You'll be able to expedite the pace. But this video isn't for the people who want to be in the gym and who want to be doing cardio. This is for the, maybe lazier type of person who's like, hey, I want to lose weight, but I don't want to do too much work and I don't want to take Ozempic. What should I do? This is what I would do. Follow these 3 steps. And hey, look, comment down below if this was helpful. And if you're one of these people, do this for a couple months, come back, let me know how it's going. Let me know if it's working. Let me know what data you're collecting. Because here's the thing, when you start self-monitoring, so let's put these things aside. Let's just say you start paying more attention to the thing that you want to change. Just by doing that, you'll start to get closer to your goal. Because now you're being conscious, you're tracking data, and through that, you'll start to make lifestyle adaptations to help you get closer to your goal. Remember, it's all about progress, not perfection. And hey, this stuff is simple. Don't overcomplicate it. Love ya. Best of luck. If you want more stuff like this, subscribe. And if you have some questions that I could answer in a video just like this, write it down below. I will catch you in the next one. Take care.